well, a joke. Because did I'm getting so fed up with. There we go. So I was seeing, a picture of a woman priest, apparently, because we apparently have women in regards of in the. Now, personally, I don't think it's the best thing to actually, have a woman on the. There's a lot of men that really don't. It's just all this feminine bullshit thing and all that. We want a man to stand on the podium and speak the truth, but of course we don't have that many of those anyway. Actually, I guess we have near to zero in Denmark. Talking about the Antichrist and what the Bible actually says and all that. And of course, if you actually go, radical, as they would probably call it, you might get fired from your job because, of course, you couldn't do what the Bible actually says, right? Like keeping the Sabbath. No, we don't want. Oh, are you keeping the Sabbath? Oh, you're fired. I read, one of these. It's just incredible. What? You fired a guy that kept the Sabbath in regards to the congregation, collecting the congregation. You have to be kidding me. So you actually fired a priest that actually stood for the Bible, and then you fired him. What is this wicked, evil system of the church? You have to be kidding me. The Lutheran Church in regards of Denmark and all that. You fired a guy that stood on the Sabbath according to Scripture. You had to be kidding me. Now, of course, this is in the past, but it just shows what the system is about. Oh, don't go for the Bible. Go for the traditions, right? Traditions, bullshit traditions, and more bullshit traditions. I'm just so tired of it. So anyway, I see this priest, this women priest, whatever. They are educated on the university. I don't know what they learn on the university, but apparently it's not the Bible. Because a huge amount of these priests are just, listening to them and seeing what they're doing is just incredible, outrageous, and of course, I'm not a member of the state church, which is Lutheran. Well, they say it's Lutheran anyway. But apparently they can't even talk about who the Antichrist is in these ecumenical times, So don't give me that bullshit, it's a Lutheran church. Really? Really? If it was a Lutheran church, if Luther was alive, he would have shaken it all up, He would not have, I think he would have, shaken the whole thing up. You can't even talk about who the Antichrist is. You don't even want to talk about it. It's like, oh no, we don't want to go into that subject, You have to be kidding me when Martin Luther was one of the very loud people on the Antichrist. And you can read his book from 1545, Against the Papacy, an Institution of the Devil. Well, it's most of his what do you call it? Most of his is one of his most vicious writings, as I understand it. So, but anyway, so I clicked the image, on Facebook in regards of this woman priest, whatever. It's like, just in regards of, I don't, apparently there's more women than men or something like that. I have something in regards of more women priests than men in the churches. You have to be kidding me. Who wants a, I'm not saying that it's, but who wants a, and actually, if you believe that Paul is a true apostle, of course, then women would not be allowed because he says it twice. Now, of course, I do have issues with Paul and all that. So I don't take his word for, But if you believe in regards of Paul and all that, you would, of course, not be able to have any women in that position. And I think, overall, it's just much better with a man as well. If you're talking to other men have more than enough complaining from women anyway. They don't need more, going to a church building and hearing a woman talking again, while they are at home. And, it's just, no, we want the man, men want men to talk. They don't want to be, corrected by, it just, we already have these rebellious women in our home. You think you will have men coming to a church if a woman is just going from just yeah, anyway. So that just personal opinion here, in regards of I don't think it's a wise choice to have if you want to attract the man, you have to have a man. That's just I want if I want a man speaking, that's just I don't it's just it makes more sense to me. I'm tired of all this feminist, rebellious bullshit, murdering, whoring women that that hate men and all that. I'm fed up with it. A queen instead of a king, and yeah. Anyway, so it's just, and apparently I think there's more women than men in the churches in our days. And just it's just anyway. So I was looking at this priest. Apparently, he's in a dark coat, right, and all this. I have no idea. That Yeshua said that we needed another dress to actually, But what do I see? A picture in regards of Christ Mass and in regards of the Christ Mass spirit. Oh my. 500 years to read. Do we have? Oh, we have this one here. We have one here. 500 years to read this Bible, and this is where we are. What's shameful? Someone is not doing that job, and they're getting a salary, they're getting money for being in that position, and they can't even stand for this. What they do is promote pagan, satanic, man-made, diabolical doctrines, and they have been doing that for 500 years. That is outrageous. And then you see this priest actually standing for the Sabbath in regards to the Lutheran State Church. And what do? Do they say, wow, that he's correct. Yeah, it's just, he's doing the thing in regards to the Bible. We should do the same thing. Which is exactly what they should say. But no, what do they say? Kick him out. Fire him. What a bullshit system. You have to be kidding me. If you're not going by this book, don't be in the, what shall we say, business, Of course, that's more like a parallel thing in regards to, but if you can't even stand for this book, you have to, that's just celebrating the festivals instead of celebrating pagan festivals like Christ Mass. And when people, in regards to the, Christ Mass spirit or, or Yule spirit, So where does Christ Mass go and where does Yule go? Oh yeah, it goes back to paganism and of course the Antichrist cookie Jesus. So, and these people having been on the university, right? I don't know what they're teaching these people at the university, but apparently it doesn't seem to be the Bible, It's, apparently it's a lot of man-made customs, bullshit things and all that these people, what I don't hear from these people, what I don't hear from these, it is utterly outrageous and disgusting. And yeah, if you want to be tickled, just go to a church building. And again, Kierkegaard, told it, as a pretty good quotation from Kierkegaard in regards of it. And I haven't researched more in regards to Kierkegaard, but it seems like he was educated in the system. But he says, no. If you are really serious about getting God closer, then consign the whole system of established Christianity with its lying gang of preachers and professors, these Christian experts who en masse provide an excellent commentary on every Bible passage to death and the devil. That's Kierkegaard, 150 years ago in Denmark, is well known in the world. But apparently, as I understand it from the document that I have there, they didn't really want to listen to him. Not a surprise, is it? Because they don't want to listen to the truth. Apparently, this priest also support, cancer thing and all that. Well, maybe we should just tell the public what cancer actually is instead of actually putting resources into a system that's where its product actually is cancer. Maybe we should tell the people that cancer is actually fungus. Might be a good idea, because maybe we can actually do something against this fungi. Actually, different kinds of fungi and all that, and you have different kinds of cancers, right? But of course, it's just easier to call it cancer because then you shroud it in regards to what it actually is, when it's actually fungus. But let's not tell the people about that we could actually do some, yes, we are ruined on so many levels. It seems like I'm getting dandruff again. It's not going in the right direction then. So I thought I was anyway. Anyway, in any case, we're murdering so many people. It's disgusting. It's utterly outrageous. We're murdering people. The weakest in society. We have these priests going on pride parades. It's an utter disgusting. I don't even have the words, but it's just so, it's like, you have to be kidding me. No, it's not kidding. It's like, as Kierkegaard says, like, roll, roll, roll the boat gently down the stream, merrily, 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 merrily. And we roll along or something like that. Merrily, 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 oh, we roll, roll along, So, it is. This system is bullshit. It is utterly nonsense, They can't even stand for truth, Go to church, churches on Sunday. Well, is Sunday the last day of the week? Yeah, people believe that. Yeah, but it's not true. Oh, no, Saturday is the last day of the week. Oh, but don't you keep Saturday, because then you're out of the church, What is this system? Is this system not to stand for the Bible? And then they bow down before the crucifix or the cross? I actually think, a crucifix as well. In regards to, you have this thing in regards of putting there, in regards to and then people are bowing down around it like in a horseshoe and, kneeling down. What are they kneeling down to? Well, what is on the altar? An idol. And then they are told that this is the body of Christ. Because Martin Luther still had some issues with releasing this Catholic doctrine. Now, he did see the Mass as the greatest blasphemy and the greatest abominations and all that. But what he couldn't do was to take it, go the whole way. Even if Melanchthon, understood it as symbolic. Zwingli understood it as symbolic. Andreas Karlstadt understood it as symbolic. And of course, our own Danish guy, Niels Hemmingsen, I think it was called, and would be very interesting to learn more about him. The Danish Light, apparently. So, and he was, by the way, fired from the first position in regards to the Lutheran Church because he did not believe in the cookie Jesus. So he was fired from that position. When we have a man standing for the truth, and then you're firing him. What nonsense. Anyway, so he is known in the world, or was known in the world, as the Danish Light, And he had been in Wittenberg and so forward, and he seemed to have, So that would be interesting to look into. But you have to be kidding me. What are these people, what are they getting a salary for? Are they getting a salary to deceive the people? That seems to be the case. And it's outrageous. I just can't. It's not acceptable. It's absolutely not acceptable to have these liars around in the churches. This is not acceptable. People go to the church building to get the truth, right? And what are they getting fed up with? A lot of pagan bullshit traditions. So anyway, so this is another priest that, I guess if they go out of the system in regards of, they might get fired as well and all that. But how can you connect the Bible with Christ Mass? Look at what is going on. Just all these wicked things going on in regards of Christ Mass, and you want to say that that's Christian. And here we have more of bullshit in regards of Christ Mass. You have to be kidding me. Dressing out, I guess that might be in regards of the banging of the what is it called, that barrel thing, right? Where where you put a cat inside the barrel and then you hit the barrel. Yeah, let's just celebrate that. That sounds like an insane idea. Yeah, but it's just for the kids and the children and all that. And that's the same argument in regards of Christ Mass, in regards of, telling people, it's pagan. Yeah, but I have children, Yeah, that's exactly why you shouldn't keep it. Because of the children. Because you're lying to them. And we should not lie to our children. It's just incredible. What is this? It's just, what disgusting world we live in, That's just, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's only 7. That's okay. That's acceptable. But it's like, oh, there we go. We're bowing down. They're sitting there and they're going to get the so-called cookie Jesus, right? Because Luther still believed it was, and they still believe it, You have to be kidding me. And what are they bowing down in front? Usually the church buildings, have a cross with a man hanging, standing on the, what do you call it? The altar, I think it's called the altar anyway. So you have an idol, and they're bowing, they're kneeling in front of it and getting the, and then, it's just incredible. What is this? No. No, no. Could we get some truth in the churches? That would be nice. Could we get some people speaking the truth in the churches? Just speaking the word of God. That would be pretty nice. Instead of all this, it's like a joke. Is the Bible a joke? Is the Bible a joke? It seems like people believe the Bible is a joke. It seems, and this is just, they can't, they can't even stand for 6,000 years in regards to creation, You have people, believing that evolution is a scientific fact when it's utterly nonsense and bullshit and a pagan deception. How can you have a guy standing preaching the word that don't even believe that the Bible is true? I don't, and how can you mix worldly bullshit with the Bible just because, but the world must be right in regards of millions and billions of years. So what do we do in regards to the Bible? And when it says that it's only around 6,000 years, and in regards to the worldwide flood, it was just a local flood. You had to be kidding. I'm hearing these priests talking about these bullshit things. You have to be kidding me. A local flood? Are you serious? Oh, you are serious. Oh, maybe you shouldn't stand on that podium speaking, if that is what you believe. It was a worldwide flood. The evidence is in the dirt. It's also interesting, actually, one of the other arguments that I heard in regards of the fossils. Now, we do find carbon-14 in the fossils, and they're dating to, between 20 to 40,000 years old. Now, you have to be aware that we shouldn't even find any carbon-14, and you just also have to be aware of the assumptions they do in regards of carbon-14. So, when they get a date for 20 to 40,000 years, we know that it should be less because some of the assumptions that they're doing in regards of the carbon-14 is false. But overall, it still shows that these bones are not millions of years, because if they were millions of years, there would not be any bubbles in regards to the carbon-14. The bubbles in the soda pop would be gone. And yet, we still find the soda pop bubbling, It's still bubbling like we just have opened it, pretty much. And if we find carbon-14 in so many things that is said to be millions and millions of years, you know what the carbon-14 are showing us? It's not millions and millions of years. So, when you actually have bones in layers that is said to be millions and millions of years, and you find carbon-14 in those bones, you have a problem with your stupid theory of evolution, which of course you have on so many levels anyway, because the evidence is out there. The scientific observable evidence that we can test is out there. There's this bullshit religion of an agenda to push this pagan bullshit, which seems to go back to Rome again in regards of, in some sense. You have all these priests promoting, evolution, saying, oh, but it's not really, God couldn't have done it any other way and all that bullshit. You have to be kidding me. Of course, Roman Catholics are wolves in sheep clothing anyway, so... but don't give me that bullshit. Don't give me that bullshit. How many liars are out there? Well, a huge amount. They can't even stand on the Bible. I'm fed up. I'm so fed up. What utterly nonsense. Anyway, so if you have bones, and actually they have found they have found tissue of, it was like 530, so-called 530 million year old, creature, or whatever you want to call it, they have found soft tissue. Now, I had another article from the scientific where they had found it in near to 200 million years old bones. According to them, it's, near to 200 million years, And they find soft tissue. So we find soft tissue in the dinosaur bones. We find carbon-14 in the dinosaur bones. And yet you want to tell me that these bones are millions of years, millions, millions of years. 65 million years or 200 million years or 530 million years old. It's not very scientific, It's actually bullshit, It's not scientific to say that, and then just, what they call these things in regards of, soft tissue and carbon-14 and all that? It's just anomalies. It's just anomalies. Oh, it's just anomalies. Yeah, it's just anomalies that we see everywhere, because it's, just they find it again and again and again. But it's just anomalies, Oh, it's just anomalies. Or maybe you have a faith that cannot accept that it's true, So I don't think that's scientific. Actually, I think a lot of the scientists out there are bullshitters. They're not scientists. They might be called scientists, but they're not. They're bullshitters. They are absolutely bullshitting liars, deceivers who have an agenda to promote their religion of evolution, which is wrong. Scientifically, you should be, scientifically, you should look at the evidence, right? And whatever the evidence point you to, you should go. No matter which way is true, you should go in the direction of truth, right? In regards of scientific, observable, that's the way you should go, right? Not caring in regards of what, not, of course caring about the truth, but not caring where it takes you, that's the thing. You have two roads and all that, and you shouldn't care which direction it takes you. You shouldn't care about what was it? You shouldn't care about. You shouldn't care about the direction it takes you. You should just go in the direction where the data points you to, right? So when the data points you to the Bible actually being true, you should accept that. And also all the things that we are now digging up in the dirt and all that, and it's incredible how much we have. It's like I remember when I did a lot of research into it, and it was like nearly every day, that I got something new in regards. Hey, they found this, they found that, coins, whatever, found the, names, things of biblical nature, one article after another. We are finding so much, and people still want, and then of course the bullshitters out there want to say, or the scoffers, oh, but the Bible is not true because of this, or because of that, and because of this, and all that. Whoopsie! There we go. From the dirt, the, what do you call it? Those that digs in the dirt finds, something that proves it's true. And so what does the bullshitters do? Oh, that something else is not true. That they've just find something else. And they do it again and again. Instead of just, it should dawn on them. You would think it should dawn on them that, I was wrong here, and I was wrong here, and I was wrong here. Maybe I'm wrong, if you have been wrong multiple times, or just, have been so assured of this, and now we know it's true, maybe you should then reconsider your idea of it actually being wrong, right? But no, they don't do that. Well, I guess some might actually do that, but it's just incredible. You have to be kidding me. We have so much things coming out of the dirt. And of course, the Bible was attacked in regards to, how can we be sure that what we have today is what, in the past and all that. And whoopsie, here we go with the Dead Sea Scrolls, And besides that, of course, we have the Aramaic, text. We have the Sumerian text. We have, of course, the Greek text and all that. We have so many sources that we can, compare. So, and other things as well in regards of, we could take the Targums. What's it called? The Targums? I think it was the Targums. To see what they got out of. It's like a commentary in regards to the Bible. Multiple actually. Anyway, but it's just there's so much bullshit out there. Oh, Jesus was not real. Or Jesus was this, and Jesus was that, and Jesus was. Well, if you can't trust the first version, who Jesus was, why would you trust any other version out there? In regards to the only prophet, Jesus comes 600 years after the event. 600 years after the event. You have to be kidding me. You're going to trust a man coming nearly 600 years after the event, that Jesus was only a prophet, and the Christians just got it all wrong in regards to Jesus being the Son of God. You have to be kidding me. Who in their sanity would ever follow a false prophet like that? Well, 1.8 billion people, apparently. You have to be kidding me. So, yeah. I guess, it's like incredible. Anyway, you have apparently the Gnostics, as far as I know, the Gnostic came around, in the 2nd century. Well, if the Gnostics came around in the 2nd century, why would you ever trust their writings compared to the 1st century writings from the 1st century? It doesn't make sense. People just love going to things except the truth, and it's incredible. Just people want to run around the bush, instead of just going to the real version of Yeshua. And Jesus was a Egyptian magician, right? Egyptian mystic, whatever. Or a guru from India, or druid from England, or an ascended master, one of many, right? Or the sun thing in the sky, and it just keeps on continuing. The psychedelic mushroom. Oh, you have to be kidding me. What other bullshit? What other nonsense? And you have to be kidding me. Why are people even running after these things? Well, maybe because they don't know the Bible. I don't know. It's just like it's incredible. So I don't know. It's like incredible. So much bullshit. So much bullshit. Are we not getting fed up of it? Really. And then we see congregations out there attacking those people wanting to go back to the Bible. Oh, it's just because it's so bad. It's like it's like Judaizing, right? Apparently, those extremists and radicals and all that just wants to go back to the Bible. How horrifying is that? You had to be kidding me. Of course, because the Bible just exposes all the traditions that they're keeping, and they don't like that. How can you attack the Sabbath and the festivals of God and saying it's Judaizing while you're keeping pagan Roman traditions? And things that are not valid according to the Bible. The last day is not Sunday, and it will never be. The last day is Saturday. And of course, there's a lot of bullshit out on that market as well in regards of steering people away from and confusing people. You just have to cut through and you find out this is the truth and all that. You have to be very careful of the bullshitters out there, because Satan has a lot of those out there. And of course, sometimes you're misled, and you say something that might not be entirely true and all that, because you have Satan has led you in the wrong direction and all that. But then when you find out that you are wrong, you have to just accept that and just turn around and get on the path again, because there's a lot of deceptions out there. So it's absolutely possible to get deceived for some time and then find out that one is wrong and thereby turn around. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just tired of the bullshit. I'm really, really tired of the bullshit. And it's really sad, because there's so much of it. So much of it. And seeing people that have gone to a university, right? I really wonder, what are they actually learning at the university? Are they just learning, how to not read the Bible, pretty much, It just seems to be the case, how to twist it in every single direction. Apparently Kierkegaard says that they are pretty much in that direction, that, a commentary. They have a commentary for everything. They can't even stand on in regards of when Yeshua was executed. Was he executed on a Friday? Well, let's count, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, you get 3, things in regards of fingers, right? But then try to calculate how many nights it is and how many days. And of course, in regards of when the day starts, in regards to the sunset and all that. Overall, it's a mess, because you only get 2 nights. And if you're really pushing it, you might, and if you say just a little day is a whole day, which pretty much is not what Yeshua is saying, is he? He's saying he's in the grave 3 days and 3 nights. How long is 3 days and 3 nights? That's around 72 hours. How much time is there from Friday to Sunday morning? Because that's where the grave is found empty. I think I think he was resurrected before that. But the grave, we know the grave was found empty in the morning. Actually, I think it was before the sunset, but I have to, do more study on that. But in any case, how many hours is that? It's around 36 hours. Really? 36 hours, yeah. And however you want to do it, it's only 2 nights. Okay? But Yeshua said 3 nights. So what is going on? Well, of course, they always have a solution for that, right? But, okay, so let's go in the other direction, right? Okay, let's give them the bullshit that they pull out in one direction. Let's go in the other direction. Uh-oh, that's another problem. But of course, that's is a less known thing, because people don't read the so-called Old Testament because people don't want to read old newspapers. But yeah, we have another problem in regards of Sunday and Friday. Uh-oh. That's a day too much in regards of that. There should be a day less. From Sunday to Friday is a day too much. So anyway, so if you go from Friday, it should have been Monday. If you go from Sunday, it should be Thursday, So anyway, but if you really want to go when he was executed, the best date you can get to is Wednesday in the middle of the week. Because you have to have 72 hours and 3 days and 3 nights. And if you calculate from when we know for sure that the grave was empty, if you take that time, and he might have been resurrected before that, but if you take that, and I think he was, but anyway, if you take that and go 72 hours back, you have to push it for Wednesday. So, it is a long time since I did the calculations, but still have some of the notes and all that, but yeah. And yet they want to continue with this Friday and Sunday and all that nonsense. Yeah. It's incredible. Anyway, people just wants the lies, Apparently, again, according to the documents I've read in regards of Kierkegaard, they just ignored him. He was telling them, hey, you have some problems, some serious problems. And what did they do? They would just ignore the guy. What a wicked world. What a wicked world. Anyway, I guess I'm done for now. I should take a break from it all and all that. And I'm just tired of the bullshitters, and there's so many out there. And of course, I do understand that we can all make mistakes and all that, but these people, you hear about people getting thrown out of the churches, and I was in one of the places, telling the priest about this paganism and all that. He didn't want me in the building, I was with a friend at that point, and he told my friend, because they're in family and all that, could you take the guy with you, and of course the priest ran from me and all that. When I talked to him, you had to be kidding me. They're keeping the pagan New Year. They're keeping Christ Mass, nothing to do with the Bible. They're keeping Easter in regards of rabid, egg-laying bullshit and all that, and all the rest of the bullshit, that they're promoting, which has nothing to do with the Bible, and I'm the one that need. So anyway, but you hear people where they're getting thrown out because they're talking about wait, the Sabbath is not Sunday, and so what? Does the preacher say, oh yeah, you're right, we got it wrong, let's turn it back to... No. The people get thrown out of the churches. It's just, are you kidding me? The preacher should do some research, and actually, oh yeah, it's true. We are in error here, and thereby all the, the priest, the paid priest and all that. I don't understand. It seems like they, as far as I understand, they get time to researching the Bible and actually get resources to buy stuff from these big Bible things and all that to do research. I don't know what they're doing at that point, you know? Maybe they're reading Greek material or something like that, but, whatever, I don't know. But apparently they can't even stand for the Bible, what the Bible says. And I don't understand, because the people have been able to read the Bible for 500 years, and yet this is as far as we have come. You have to be kidding me. Yeah, this is shameful. It's utterly shameful. We're still keeping all the problem is that people don't care. People don't care in our days, it seems. They don't care. And it's like the northern kingdom of Israel. When you had the split, the northern kingdom had everything. They didn't need God. They had everything but God, which is the very most important thing to have. It's God. But they had everything else, and they had forgotten God. They didn't need him, So God punished them. He took them out of the land. And I think we need to wake up. Really, really seriously wake up. And it's like, people like, they don't see this as important in regards to the Bible. They don't see this as any effect on, but, God might punish, the people. And he has done it before in regards of, we see it in regards to the Israelites, where when they have gotten the truth and all that, they don't care about it anymore, and they're leaving, and God is punishing them. I think we need to repent and turn back to the instructions of Jehovah. And I think it's a very serious thing. And yet people don't see it as serious at all. Now, we are all sinners. We all have problems, But that's not to say that we shouldn't turn around, and try our best to go in the right direction, and little by little, become more like Christ, become more like the anointed one, Yeshua or Jesus. Little by little. Because no one is saying we are perfect, but at least that should be our goal, to become more like him. And, it's just sickening to see what is going on in regards to the churches. The churches, whatever the case, but like people like, oh yeah, but if you take that away, that's the time where people are coming to the church. Yeah, so what about those people actually wanting truth that comes to the church? Do you think they might be like two magnets of the same pole and do like this, going to a church and being fed lies, and that, oh, no. Do you think they will stay in the church, I don't think so. I think they will end up, this is bullshit, This is utterly bullshit. Or they will complain about it and say it to the preacher, and they might be kicked out. Because, we can't have truth in a church building, apparently. Truth is not allowed, apparently, in a church building. Does that make sense at all? Absolutely not. A building for the congregation should be a place where you can study the scriptures, read up on real history. It should be a place for everybody to be able to come. And if there's any that doesn't have a place to sleep, they should be able to sleep in the church or in the congregation building. People should be able to be fed in the building. And again, the scriptures should be spoken, and the truth should be, promoted. That is a building of, in regards to a congregation. And everybody, high and low, should be available to go there to listen to the truth and get help, high as low, the rich and the poor, So, yeah. What a bullshit world. What an utterly bullshit world. It's it is a bullshit world. It is what is outrageous. And you know, and people still saying that this country is a Christian nation. So why are we not doing the Christian things? Why are we not keeping the festivals? Why are we keeping all these pagan bullshit traditions? Why are we lying to our children, deceiving them? With all this pagan bullshit, why are we changing the week? You know, why are we changing the 7th day into the 6th day and the first day to the 7th day, and no one speaks up about it? In 1973, that was the first year that by man-made decree that they made the 7th day into the 6th day and the first day into the last day. But it doesn't make it the last day just because man thinks he can change times and laws. The Sabbath is still the Sabbath, the 7th day is still the 7th day, and it doesn't change just because man thinks better or don't care in regards of things, you know. No, people don't care. People don't care. I don't know. I really don't. What should I do? You know, it seems like people just don't care. You know. The only thing you can pretty much do is speak up, right? And then hopefully someone will wake up and begin to pull some rope from Satan. You know. Hopefully some lights will be turned on, so we can get more truth out there. Oh my. What other nonsense and bullshit. Oh, it's just incredible. Anyway, have a good one, all of you. Just a little update from me. I'm just tired of seeing all this bullshit being promoted. Have a good one. May Jehovah be with you, and Yeshua be your most precious pearl, and the Spirit of truth be in us all. And by the way, it's the same thing with the Bible versions. By the way, there's a lot of bullshit in that. They remove the name of God in most of the versions. You have to be kidding me. How dishonest. How utterly diabolical. And is it because they don't know the name of God? Well, in our days, yes, in some sense, and no. Because in our days, they believe it's Yahweh, which is not. But anyway, but in the past, they absolutely knew that it was Jehovah, and it's still Jehovah. It hasn't changed. But they don't even want to insert the Yahweh. At least they would have inserted a name then. But they don't even show where the name should have been. They don't even put capital letters. Actually, I need to check the newest version that they have released. But I talked to one of the actually this was a woman, but and she was just fleeing from me, pretty much. So after we had talked for maybe 5 or 10 minutes or something like that, and telling her I thought it was a diabolical thing to remove the name of God from His word. And of course it is. The name is there in Hebrew. Why do you take it out? You know it's there. Why are you mistranslating the Bible? It doesn't really get much credibility to the translators, does it? Well, because of traditions. Yeah. Well, traditions is to the bin, to the trash with the traditions. I don't care about the traditions, okay? Oh, well, anyway, I'll stop now. I'll make some food. I'm just so tired. I just really don't know what to do in regards to people just don't seem to want the truth at all, and it's just, I don't know,